Hi YouTube, this is Bayu here. I was doing my mandatory reading today and I found two very disturbing news. Um, I might not be as smart like some of you, but when I don't understand something, I ask question. The U.S. Secretary of State, Mr. Rex Tillerson, is today, Sunday the 22nd in Saudi Arabia, talking with a in a special meeting with the Minister of Foreign Relations, the what's his name, Adel Al Jubeir, in a joint conference in Riyadh. And Mr. Tillerson just basically states that the Iranian militia, they are in Iraq, uh, that they were fighting ISIS, and now since ISIS fighting is close to an end, they need to go home. The militia and the military advisors. And not recently, the U.S. government outlawed or labeled the Hezbollah fighters a terrorist organization. Now the U.S. government has labeled what's it complete title? Recently, they outlawed the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, as a terrorist organization. Uh, uh, this is my point. The forces fighting on behalf of Iraq, they it's a volunteer force. Actually, I'm reading this report right here. The Popular Mobilization Forces, the PNF, are the Iraqi Shia militia. They was formed in 2012, and declare past tense part of the Iraqi security forces by the Iraqi Congress. It was not the Iraqi president or the Iraqi prime minister. It was the Iraqi Congress that decided that PMF, Popular Mobilization Forces, are part of the security forces, the Iraqi security forces. What that tells you, the Iraqi government decided that these volunteer forces, of course, they were backed by the Iranian government, are now under control of the Iraqi president, not the Iraqi army. This is what you have to understand. The difference between the army and forces that they are not under the army control. If you understand that, you see the pictures like everybody else that have a little bit of military experience. Okay, now, why is the U.S. Secretary of State going to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and telling the Iraqi forces, the PMF, to leave because the fighting is over? That should not be anybody's business by the Iraqi Congress and the Iraqi Prime Minister. We have election coming up next year, and the old Iraqi Prime Minister is starting to make some noise again, trying to run against the one they have now. And keep in mind how Iraq was under the last Prime Minister. It was a holy mess. These guys took over, and the fight kind of flipped over. They made some friends. They bought some combat airplanes through the, it's not called Czechoslovakia anymore, the Czech Republic or Slovakian Republic, the L-29, and they were using to support the Iraqi army and the PMU. So this is what I don't understand, and I want you to think. I don't want you to read somebody else. Read the newspapers from Iraq, read the newspaper from Iran, read the newspaper from Lebanese, and try to see what they are thinking and how they are winning. Now that the terrorists are finished, and this is the part I love my tail off, then the Iraqi army push from Kirkuk. I don't want to sound disrespectful. I can't even pronounce it. The Peshmerga forces from Kirkuk, which are the Kurds, in less than 24 hours. Just tell me one thing. What in heaven you call yourself a force if the army comes running 1 kilometer and you run like a rabbit from the other side, from the back part of town? You're not a force. You're not even a Mickey Mouse force. You're not even a Boy Scout force. You're not even a teenager force when you don't. The infantry people call it final protecting line. Well, you don't even have a FPL divided or designed in your area of operation so they don't overrun you. But then again, I'm just me. I like to ask questions. I'm not here to tell you anything. Now, I want you to take a picture. We're gonna stop and show the cameraman. This news site, IraqiNews.com, IraqiNews.com, is when I'm reading this report. Today is this troop, the Kurdish Peshmerga troop, has blocked the main road linking two big cities, Sinjar, Inivek, and Duruk. And why they blocked these roads? To prevent the federal Iraqi troops to advance forward to the Syrian border. This is a question that I have if you have a little bit of military tactics. I just talk about the final protected line. If you know that you have to cross the border, and the Syrian army already stated that they have no problem with the Iraq forces and the PMU forces cleaning off all the ISIS and pushing these people north, the Kurdish are becoming a liability right now for the whole area. Let's think about this. Turkey, Syria, Iran, Iraq, they don't want a Kurdistan in the middle of the area. Why is it that the U.S. is protecting these people and telling the PMU forces to leave Iraq? I don't know the answer for that. Maybe I do, but I don't want to tell you. I want you to think about it. Why is the business of the U.S. to tell the PMU forces to leave Iraq now that they, and only they, have kicked butt and take names? I don't understand that. Maybe you can tell me in the box and tell me what something that I know, but I don't want to tell you what's going on. But this is wrong, guys. These people are asking for trouble when they block roads, not allowing the Iraqi army to clean up the areas all the way up to Syria. I see it as a problem. I don't know how you see it, but this is something that is today. Remember this newspaper, IraqiNews.com. It's in English, by the way, so you don't have to translate nothing. Okay, YouTube, I have a whole bunch of questions that I know your head is going in circle right now, but this is history. This is real news. You're not going to hear it from the Western prostitutes, but you hear it from the Iraqis and you hear it from the Syrian news. Go figure that one out. And let me show you a picture real quick so you can see that I'm not making this up. Look, this is the meeting. This is the picture. What is today's date? October 22nd. Go and figure that one out. These are not fake news. These come from RT.com. So go ahead and tell me what's your opinion, what's your take on this mess right here. If I were the Iraqi Congress, not the Prime Minister, I would flip the bird at these two guys and say, this is my country, this is my soldiers, this is my force, you go to hell, I do what I want to do to defend my people in my country. But this is funny. Have two powers outside Iraq telling the Iraqis what to do in the country after they were under their control. And you know what happened at the beginning of them. They were running like rabbits. Not anymore. I wonder why, YouTube. Okay, behave. Thank you for watching. Do your reading, guys. Learn a little bit more. And you will see the whole spectrum of the stuff. Thank you. I'll talk to you later.